we're at preview time. Don't have Curtis's predictions in at the moment as he is back to work, which we love to see, but do have me and Pilchers, so I'll be running it through them. My sure bet of the week is me and Pilch have actually gone the same here. I've gone Kansas at Washington. I've backed in Kansas by 8, and that was my largest margin for the week. They're paying $1.34. And yeah, I just think it's really I think I've tipped Kansas before for a bounce back victory, and they didn't. But yeah, Washington playing pretty bad right now. They got pumped by the Saints, and they only just beat the Falcons the week before. The Chiefs, they've had a pretty tough run of fixtures, and I think this is a bit of a breather for them where they'll just come out and put up 40 points and show the world that they're still one of the favorites for the Super Bowl. Update in the sure bet standings, I'm still undefeated I'm 4 from 4. Pilch is 4 from 4 as well, and Curtis is 5 from 6. So Pilch has gone Kansas as well. Interested to see who Curtis goes for. Upset of the week, I am currently 3 from 4, so is Pilch, and Curtis is 2 from 7, so he's got some catching up to do. Once again, me and Pilch have gone the same. We've gone Chargers at Baltimore. I'll be honest, I did my tips this week. They're obviously because of the bye, there's 14 games, and I only actually tipped one upset, which is that's not gonna happen, but that's just the way I tipped. And the only one we both backed was Chargers at Baltimore. Now, this matchup's not great because Baltimore are a run-heavy offense and the Chargers are really, really bad against the run. I think they might be the worst defense against the run in the competition, as we saw last week. And however, saying that, the Ravens' running game hasn't been great right now. Lamar's definitely leaning on the pass a lot more, and the running back situation has sort of caught up to them a bit. Latavius Murray, he's had a couple good games, but, he's not the same as J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, and Tyson Williams has sort of been frozen out of the offense at the moment. So who knows? They should, if they're smart, Baltimore, they'll go back to a lot more running plays and go to a run first scheme. But we'll see how that goes, and hopefully the Chargers sort of they have got to understand that that's their weakness by now, and that they can address that. And the Chargers offense is absolutely humming right now. And the Baltimore D, it's playing decently, but it's not as freakish as it once was. So I can see this being a big game. I could see the Chargers winning maybe 36-33 or something. What have I actually tipped the Chargers to win by? I've tipped them to win by 2. So yeah, I think it's going to be close. But for me, this is the most likely upset. And Pilcher's gone the same thing. On the spread side of things, I'm at 43%, 6 from 14. Pilcher's killing us at 68%. He's 7.5 from 11. And Curtis is struggling 3 from 9 at 33%. My ones this week, I'll be honest, I'm not really the biggest fan of any of them. Most of my tipping margins were quite similar to the lines offered by the bookmakers, but this week I've gone with the Giants to cover at the Rams. Look, this depends heavily on the injury front for the Giants. Saquon's pretty much guaranteed out. Golladay, I don't think will play. So it's a matter of whether Shepard, Slayton come back, and obviously if Daniel Jones plays. If Daniel Jones is ruled out, I probably don't back this spread that much. But if Daniel Jones plays, I do like it. The Giants' defense, yeah, it's not playing great right now, but it's certainly not awful. The Rams, their offense has been sort of stuttering the last couple of weeks. They've played some better teams, but yeah, I could see 9.5 is a pretty big line. So that's really where the logic comes in. And the Giants' offense, if Daniel Jones plays, has been playing pretty well recently. So I think they've got enough points in them to keep it close. I have tipped the Rams to win by... Where are the Rams on my list? I've got them to win by 6. So I've got them covering just, and then my other one, I've got 3 here. I've got Las Vegas to cover against Denver. Once again, not huge on this one. Obviously, with the whole coaching fiasco, it's also in Denver, which I'm not a fan of because it's a big home ground advantage for the Broncos. However, Denver have not looked great the last 2 weeks, and neither have the Raiders, but you'd have to say the Raiders have sort of play. Actually, I don't even think they've played better opposition, but anyway, I think the Raiders maybe have a little bit of a bounce back game. I've got it very close. However, the line is 3.5. I have got Denver to win by 1. So I've got Denver winning head to head, but the Raiders to cover. And I would not be surprised if the Raiders won the game head-to-head. It's a divisional matchup as well, so they're always a little bit more unpredictable. But yeah, right now, Denver, they have a massive injury toll, and even though the Raiders have a head coach out, I think they could cover that line. Then finally, I've got Tennessee to cover against Buffalo. Another one I'm not that confident in. I don't really like backing underdogs to cover as much as I like backing favorites to win by more than the handicap. I've got Tennessee to cover 5.5. I've got Buffalo winning by 3. I just think Tennessee is always a tough matchup for teams because it's very unusual to face, a Derrick Henry who has 35 carries or something like that. Face a team who will still run the ball if they're 10 points down. So, and hopefully they get some of their players back. Hopefully AJ Brown's a bit healthier this week. Hopefully Julio comes back, and that could go a long way into this prediction coming true. It's also a Tennessee home game. Tennessee haven't been playing unreal of late. So, I think maybe Buffalo, they've had their big win. We've seen it a couple times already this year. Like we've seen it with Baltimore. I think the week after they beat the Chiefs, their next week wasn't great. So maybe Buffalo, that week, they saw that as their sort of Super Bowl. They come in, underestimate the Titans, and it's a close one. So I've got Tennessee to cover 5.5. Pilch, he has gone the Giants to cover as well. He has gone the Chiefs to win by more than 6.5 against Washington. I don't mind that one at all. I've got the Chiefs to win by 8, but definitely could see it being bigger. I just think Kansas, they're going to be thirsty to show that they're still one of the best teams in the competition. And some of the, some things just haven't been going their way. Like against the Bills, their receivers were dropping balls that they would never drop. And they had a running back injury during it with Clyde Edwards-Helaire going down. So, yeah, maybe this is a bounce-back game for them. They put up 40. Washington's offense isn't that good, so I could see them winning by more than 6.5. And in a similar vein of things, he's gone Thursday Night Football, which I don't like predicting on because they're usually unusual games, but he has gone Tampa Bay to cover against the Philadelphia Eagles. He has got Tampa to win by more than 7. It is in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia did have a decent win against the Eagles. Against the Panthers. The only thing I think Pilch might be thinking here is Tampa's offense is that good. They might score like 35 plus. And I don't think the Eagles have that in their locker. So I could see the thinking behind that one. However, I don't like backing Thursday Night Football, and Philadelphia are coming off a decent win, and the defense is looking good right now. So it's an interesting one from him. One thing I will point out about Pilch is, I don't know if this is a coincidence, but he's a Giants fan, and he's backed Giants to cover, and then he's backed the Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles to get destroyed. So maybe he's betting with the heart and not the head there. But anyways, that's his predictions. Sadly, we don't have Curtis's right now, but the man's working hard, so you can't blame him. I've not done the TV schedule for Australian viewers because I have been rushed to do this since the review didn't upload properly. But that's been it for another On The Ball podcast. I know this week's a bit different. I've changed location. My laptop's almost died from being too hot. So I'm not sure if the footage is a bit weird halfway through, but thanks for joining me. Let me know your predictions for week 6 in the comments or in my Instagram DMs, and we will catch you next week. Cheers.
It's a miracle. Oh, yeah. What about that one? No. Unbelievable. Balotelli. Aguero. Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.